Okay, Bu. Are all the students ready?
Yes, ma'am. Ready. I
Yes,
will.
ma'am, we are here.
I will trial trial for share screen first.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And for the first presentations is group 1 ya, Bu?
Yes, it's me and
Bu
Mas.
Eti and Pak Romsi. Okay. And with the topic of integrating language skill. Okay, Bu.
It's
Whenever you are ready, you can start. I'm
okay.
waiting. Yeah, thank you.
Mas Romzi ready?
I'm ready, Mighty. Is my voice clear? What? Just check sound.
Check sound.
Yeah, hello, hello. My voice is clear, but just make sure.
Yes, clear in here. So you have a trouble with your sound, yeah? Several times ago, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I keep speaking with with Ma'am Liz. Unfortunately, my voice wasn't clear.
Okay, I will open first. Excuse me, ma'am Ice.
Yeah, go ahead, Bu.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, Ma'am Ice and all of my friends. So today we meet again in Ma'am Ice class is EFL, curriculum development class. And I am Mas Romsi will be begin the presentation for the topic that Ma'am Ice give to us. So my topic and Mas Romzi is about integrating language skills, which is this is include listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And for first subtopic will be uh, presented or explained with Mas Romzi. Mas Romzi, time is yours. And first of all, I'm sorry that in our Zoom, it cannot to be the what is called full full presentation, yeah, because I don't know the setting is some trouble, I think. So it will be a small like this, and it's okay, yeah, my friend and my eyes.
It's okay, no problem.
Okay, Bu.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Mas Ramsey, you can start with our
All right,
subject.
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mighty, as the host, and also especially thank you to our lecturer, Milais, and every one of you. Good evening and good afternoon, some part of Indonesia also. So thank you for the time given to us, and we would like to present our presentation today about integrating language skill. And first of all, we would like to talk about listening and speaking, and the reading and writing will be presented with Bharti. And here is about the listening and speaking. We will start about the speaking skills. So what is that? Speaking skills mean that refer to the ability to convey information and also our thought, ideas effectively and in oral communication. This involves articulating clearly, using appropriate tone and value, and structuring content logically and engaging the audience. Strong speaking skills are crucial in a various contexts, including in presenting our presentation such as today, and also in discussions and as well in interpersonal connection. Next slide. And listening skills also involve the capacity to receive, interpret, and respond to spoken language or information. It goes beyond simply hearing words. It includes actively focusing on the speaker, understanding the message, and providing appropriate feedback. And as well, effective listening requires concentration. So this is also the point. So to be effective listener, we need to be concentrate to what the speaker says, and also open minded or open mindset, and also the ability to discern key points contributing to the successful communication and collaboration. And here are some key points for speaking and listening skill and how to be effective speakers and also how to be effective listeners. And here are the points. First of all is the point from our speaking side. IP next slide, please. So here from the speaking skills, first, it's clearly expression or clarity of expressions. So articulate your words clearly. This is very important to articulate every word we say clearly and also avoid to use an excessive jargon. So some people might don't understand, the jargon that we are saying in some parts. So try to avoid using a very excessive jargon. And number two is to be confident. When you speak English, you need to make sure to be confident, maintain the eye contact with your audience, and speak with confidence and steady voice. So just make sure confidence is one of the key. If you're not confident, you tend to lose your vocabularies because when you speak, it's basically naturally comes out from what you think and what you're gonna say. And also next is the structure. Organize your content logically and use an introduction, body, and also conclusion. Next one. And also number four is engagement. Engagement also very important to engage with our audience or with our partner when we are speaking. Encourage the audience. Interaction also very important. Let's say like by saying hello, how are you doing, or something like that. So interaction is very important. And also next one is post question or ask for opinions. This is what I'm just saying. Okay, guys. So what do you think about this? What do you think about that? The same like my eyes when leading the class to us, she always makes sure to ask every question to every single of us to make sure that we are engaged with her, with her class. And that's the reason why she posed a question or ask for opinions. And the number five is the nonverbal communication. Pay attention to the body language. So people sometimes nodding the head and shaking the hand and everything like that. So this is also a type of body language. Or we can nod our head. Oh, okay, I got it. I understand something like that. And also use gestures to emphasize the point. Let's say when you are strengthening something, you also need to emphasize with your hands and also with your eye contact and also with your seriousness also. So this is also one of the very important part to strengthen our speaking skills. Next one. And finally, here is in the listening skills. So active listening. So what is that active listening? Active listening means that to be focused on the speaker without interrupting. When the people speaking, let's say like when some people giving the presentation, try to pay attention without interrupting the speaker unless that you are given the chance to speak up. And next is provide a feedback to show you are engaged. Again, so this is about speaking and listening, as I mentioned earlier. When we are in the class, some of our lecturers, including MIs, like they're giving us a question for to make sure that we are engaged with her. And that's the time we also provide feedback to show that we are engaged with her, basically. And the second thing is about open-minded. So be receptive to different perspectives. So be open-minded is also very important. Let's say when we are speaking with other people from different culture, we need to be receptive and also we need to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes and also avoid forming judgment too quickly. Before you understand the context, just try to avoid to give the judgment to the speakers quickly. And also note taking. So jot down key points during the presentation. This is also very important. You can take a note what the speaker says in order you got the point. So when the speaker asks you to engage with them, you understand what you're going to say because you already taken note what the speaker says. So this is also one of the type to be good listener and also summarize information for better retention. Next one. And number four is questioning. Ask relevant and also thoughtful questions and also seek clarification when needed. So of course, we are as the listener or to be a good listener, we are also allowed to ask some questions when the time or when it's allowed with the speaker. That's the first point that we are not allowed to interrupt unless that, we are allowed to interrupt it. And next one is respectful and silence. Allow moments of silence for reflection and also avoid interrupting the speakers again, So like right now, I'm speaking and giving the presentations and all the class are listening, I believe so. So this is like a very nice, to give our presentation while other people are also silent, respectful, and this is like very calm classes like that. And next one, and what need to remember, and here is the key point from the two point about listening and speaking. What to remember about this listening and speaking skill is remember effective communications always involve a balance of both speaking and listening, and also the correlation between speaking and listening is crucial for effective communication. Speaking allows you to convey the thoughts and also the ideas, while listening enables you to understand others. This dynamic interactions fosters mutual understanding and also builds relationships and also promote effective problem solving and strong communication skills. Encompassing both speaking and listening are essential in personal and also in professional settings for collaboration and of course in successful outcomes. Thank you very much. Baiti, I give the floor to you.
Okay, I will continue for the presentation. So, the next is about reading and writing. And so the integrating language skills, specifically reading and writing, is essential for comprehensive language development. So here are key points about integrating language skills and reading and writing. So uh, first is importance of integration. So integrations, reading and writing, it enhances language learning by reinforcing vocabulary, grammar, and sentences structure. So integrating reading and writing help learners make connections between the two skills, which is this is reinforces their understandings of the language. Integrating reading and writing in language learning means combining reading and writing activities to reinforce vocabulary, grammar, and sentences structure. So this approach has been positive effects on language learning outcomes. Integrating reading and writing skills can lead to improved reading and writing proficiency over a short time. So integrating reading and writing activities can involve various practical activities such as before reading, during reading, and after reading activities, which is it can be used in the language classroom. So the integrations of reading and writing skills can also involve the use of technology-based instructions to enhance language acquisitions and can involve various practical activities and teaching strategies. And it foster critical thinking, creativity, and common skills. So this integration encourages students to respond on what they have read through various writing activities such as summarizing, paraphrasing, or reacting to the text. So the process of integrating reading and writing provides opportunities for creative expressions. A student are prompted to articulate their understandings of the materials of in their own words and fostering creativity and deeper engagements with the content. Next, provides a holistic approach to language learning, reflecting real life language use, where reading and writing are interconnected. So, by integrating reading and writing, learners can develop the deeper understandings of the language and prepare the real world language use. So, the integrations of reading and writing allows educators too to teach more effectively by dealing with reading and writing simultaneously and students to write more effectively in an authentic context. So reading strategies that students learn early in the process become part of their writing strategies later on. So this approach reflects a real life language use and has been positive effects on language learning outcomes. Strategies for the integration. So pre-reading and pre-writing activities prepare students for reading and writing tasks such as brainstorming and predicting content. So pre-reading activities help students activate their prior knowledge and build connections between their existing knowledge and the new material. Pre-writing activities help students organize their thoughts and ideas before starting to write. Encouraging students to respond to what they have read through various writing activities such as summarizing, paraphrasing, or reacting to the text. So this is an effective strategy to reinforce reading comprehension through writing. These activities help students strengthen their skills at summarizing, thinking in deep for multiple perspective, activating and organizing numerous thoughts, and creating interest through meaningful social interaction. So by engaging in these writing activities, students can deepen their understandings of the material and develop their critical thinking and analytical thinking. So maybe enhancing their overall comprehensions of the content they have read. Assigning writing tasks that require students to use information from the reading material, such as writing and summary response for essay. So this is an effective strategy to reinforce reading comprehension through writing. This writing task helps students internalize the content and express their thoughts effectively, encouraging students to read a variety of texts to enhance their writing skills. So exposure to different writing styles, genres, and vocabulary can enrich their own writing abilities. Reading a variety of texts can also help students develop their critical thinking skills as they analyze and evaluate the content they have read. So by encouraging students to read a variety of texts, educators can help them develop their writing skills and enhances their overall language proficiency. Benefit of integrated skills approach. Enhanced language proficiency through a deeper understandings of the language. So reading a variety of texts can help students develop their creativity as they are exposed to different writing styles and techniques. Real world applications mirroring real life language use where individuals read to gather information and write to communicate their ideas. So by exposing students to a variety of texts, educators can help them develop their reading and writing skills, are very essential for effective communications in real life situations. Cognitive development, fostering critical thinking, analytical skills, and creativity. So reading a variety of texts can help students develop their critical thinking skills as they analyze and evaluate the content they have read. So by engaging in these reading activities, students can deepen their understandings of the material and develop their analytical skills that will be enhancing their overall cognitive development. So in conclusion, integrating language skills, reading and writing is a powerful approach to language learning that foster a deeper understanding of the language, enhances critical thinking, and prepares a learner for real-world language use. So this is very effective implementations of strategy for integrations can create a rich learning environment that nurtures both reading and writing skills simultaneously. Okay, this is our references that we use to get the material. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Bu Eti. We have still how many groups, Bu, for today? 4. Yeah, Bu.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
So 3 groups more. Okay, well, yeah. Is there any question for the students here to the presenters, to Bu Eti or Pak Romzi? If there is no question to Pak Romzi and Bu Eti, I will ask several questions for both of them. Please, for the student, I invite you to ask something dealing with the integrating language skills here. Bululia? There is no question? Okay. I will start, yeah, with my question. It is dealing with the need of scoring your understanding and your performance of presentation. Well, it is very good presentation done by Bu Eti and Pak Romsi. I want to underline. Maybe both of you are forget. Sorry, maybe both of you forget about uh, the main topic of discussion of your presentation is about lesson planning and uh, unit design. In this case, you have it is better for you to integrate in to integrate the lesson planning and also unit design with your focus of presentation. I mean that from the beginning and the end of your presentation, I didn't find that you tell us clearly how uh, the lesson planning looks like by integrating language skills in this case, and you can uh, you can tell us why you forget to integrate your discussion with the lesson planning and unit design as the main topic of our discussion, Ibu, Bapak. Halo?
Mas Ramzi.
Hello.
Iya.
So yeah, basically, maybe that's number one. That's also our mistake, ma'am. So nothing bad. I mean, like to say this is we are not that really got the point at the time. What was the instruction that need to be done? So we thought that
Okay.
about integrating. I mean, like just normal integrating, not setting up how to make the lesson plan. So that's number one. So we do apologize on that, and we
Okay.
try to do our best to present about how to
Okay.
integrate these four skills. Basically, that's the reason why we are just focusing into these four skills. But if you would like us to make how to make this into the lesson plan, I think that's also fair for us to do, and we would love to do that as well. So like that.
Uh, Okay. Okay, yeah, maybe it is not clear instruction that I have already give to
No,
Bapak dan
absolutely,
Ibu.
absolutely. No, 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 ma'am. Absolutely, that is not your fault.
Okay.
That is our fault for sure. That's
Okay,
the reason why
okay.
we do apologize for that.
Yeah. Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
the instruction to us, I mean, like we didn't get the instruction very well. That's our bad. That's like that. We do apologize for that.
Yeah. It is okay, Pak. As I told you that the presentation could be about lesson planning only or unit design only, or each parts of them, namely designing effective lesson plan, structuring a curriculum unit, or integrating language skills. That's the interaction that I have already shared to you. But anyway, it's okay. I appreciate for all of both of you have done and your presentation, how you deliver your presentation is very good or excellent. My question is,
Very much, ma'am, for
yeah,
your great feedback.
my question is, what actually the level of English? Sorry, what actually the level of EFL um that you want to integrate the language skills, Pak? Level berapa itu untuk
Uh,
formal education or informal education?
So I think about that level, ma'am. In non-formal, I think that is more easy. I mean, it's easier, to implement
Yeah.
the level even up to level 5. But like in the public school, I think it's quite a bit difficult. The reason
Okay.
why, because of the timing also, that we have a very
Yeah.
limited time. And in one subject, maybe that we just allocate like for some certain hours.
Yeah.
But in
Okay.
non-formal school, especially like in the boarding school or also in like in a foreign
Yeah.
language development institute in some boarding school also, I
Yeah.
think the level of the speaking or the level of the English we can, like increase up to five. It's like that.
Okay.
But for
Okay.
like for the formal school, like in the public school or whatever it should be only up to four. Four, I think that's already very high.
Okay. And the common problem of integrating language skills for EFL is that the teacher often focuses on too much on one or two skills and neglecting others. Yeah, it is very common case that that the teachers tends focusing too much on one skill. For example, if the teacher teaches about reading, so when, as you said, that the integration of language skills in this case is for elementary student of class 4 or grade 4, the teacher often focuses on too much on one skill. For example, just reading aloud uh, much than other skills. What do you think about that, Pa?
I think. Thank you very much, man. A really great question. Wow, so impressive. So, actually, creative teaching or happy learning, I always believe that to improve the human resources itself, I believe, especially in elementary school, there are many research, which is I cannot provide you at this time, that in elementary school, especially, the one who taught English is not absolutely having a degree from the English education of English literature. Even they are like the religious teacher or some scientific teacher, they're teaching English, and they just they just taught the students about the basic things. Because of why? Because of the main power itself. Like we need more human resources that is understand how to teach English, especially in the elementary school. That's the reason. That's this is one of the root cause why we have nurtured, especially the very effective teachings and learnings in English skill, especially in elementary school. So we come back again that we don't have. I'm sorry to say, but like less qualified teacher to teach English in elementary school. And also sometimes even in the junior high school, especially in the rural area, it's very hard to find a professional teacher, especially in the English side. And sometimes the teacher itself, they only understand how to teach the students about reading and answering questions. But when it's come to speaking, when it's come to listening, like this is also still questionable. The reason why? Because even the teacher itself, they don't have a partner to speak English, and they just learn from some course, and they just learn autodidact and something like that. So still, we are still struggling with the capable human resources, especially in Indonesia. Especially in Indonesia, English is a foreign language, unless like in Philippines, unless like in Malaysia, Singapore, which is English is the second language, and they don't find some difficulties. And the parent itself, the parent in some countries, especially like in Malaysia and Singapore and also in Philippines, even the parent, they are just like a housewife, they also can speak English, which is this is also a big impact to the students because they can speak English every time they need. But in Indonesia, it's very rare to find a parent that can speak English. So this is also there are many aspects that's becoming the obstacles in improving our English quality, especially in Indonesia. I was lucky enough. My father even not graduate from elementary school. My mom absolutely just a housewife and a farmer, not even graduate from elementary school. And but my parents, they always believe in a very good education. And finally, they sent me to one of the boarding school in Python Probolinggo. And over there, I start to learn English, and we speak English over the 24 hours. And finally, I can speak English, and I work here in international company because of that also. So there are many aspects here in Indonesia, especially the environment, the teachers' quality, and the parents, and so on. You name it, there are lots of them. And this is our
Okay.
homework as the master degree students here. We learn English right now, and this is also our chance to modify an effective class, especially to integrate in the core skills, starting from the elementary school. So that's my point. Thank you.
Okay. Well, very good responses, Pak. And dealing with
And you have
the
great question as well, ma'am.
yeah,
That's why I'm so
dealing
happy.
yeah the dealing with the problem of focusing too much on one or two skills and neglecting other skill, we can solve the problem by uh, lesson planning as our main topic of our presentation actually. And the teacher in this
Correct.
case plan lesson that intentionally incorporate all of four language skill. For example, after a
Correct.
reading activity, engage the student in a related speaking or writing task. So by doing
I do,
this,
I do,
yeah,
I do agree with that, man. However, in the floor, that if the quality, like if the teacher itself, they didn't understand about, let's say, for skills, even we have good plans,
yeah,
I think the plan will not
okay,
implement very well. The
good, good,
curriculum itself, the
yeah,
government making a curriculum is really such a way, in a very perfect
yes,
way. We can say a very perfect way. But the implementation
okay,
itself, when it's come into the rural area, when it's come into the teacher, which is
okay.
the field of their education is not even English education, it's
Oh,
quite a bit challenging.
yes,
Like the plan and the implementation is quite a bit different. It's like that.
yes,
Calm
yeah,
down, Mr. Romsey. Calm
yeah.
down.
Agree with you, Pak. Now to Bu Eti ya. Integrating, hello Bu Eti, are you
Yes,
there?
ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
integrating for language skills as your focus of presentation, there is a common problem also dealing with time management. Time constraint in the curriculum may make it challenging to dedicate sufficient time to each language skill. How do you think about this, Bu?
Yes, I think that this is the main problem, yeah, in our curriculum or in our lessons, yeah, in schools, even in out school, yeah, in course maybe. Time is very limited, but the topic or the material is so a lot. So we as the teacher is must be minutes. The time is uh very wise. Yeah, we must choose what topic that can improve the. In my experience, when I teach, I improve all of the skills. So I I give the readings, I give the writing, I improve the listenings, also the speaking. So it's depend for the teacher how minutes the time, and the students get a lot of the materials or a lot of the topic or a lot that they want. And after the class, the student is very satisfied that that they have a lot of the content or the skills, new skills uh, for their knowledge or for their anything about they want. Yeah. So yeah, I think the main point is for the teacher. The teacher is must be very carefully and very thinking what the most important for the students. So all of skills is can improve together. I think that's my experience in my teaching in out there, ma'am. So I choose the most materials that can improve all of the skills. So when the topic or what when the material is, I think not, it can be later on. Yeah, I will be give a later on. So I choose I mean it's the time of the lessons is very carefully, very uh be careful, very carefully and very apa ya, choose the most important thing that always that I when I make a lessons plans in my class in out there or in my school. That's my experience, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Bu. It means that the teacher in this case should prioritize its
Yes.
activities, integrate a certain skill and with another. And I'm still curious
Mm.
about your what's that? About your grouping of skills in
Mm.
reading with writing, speaking with listening. But I do not agree with that because sometimes reading is not always integrated with writing, Bu, yeah. Sometimes reading can be integrated with other skills. So in this case,
I'm so sorry, ma'am.
yeah, yeah,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I disturb
yeah,
for this.
yeah.
But in our unfortunately, this is about this is we say about our curriculum ya, ma'am, bukan
Oh yeah, yeah.
ELC, ELF ya,
EFL, EFL, yeah.
EFL. I'm so sorry. In our curriculum, pemetaan itu sudah dilakukan in 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 our curriculum begitu. Menyimak itu gandengannya berbicara, and then membaca itu gandengannya memirsa. Kemudian menulis itu mempresentasikan. Because now we have six skill in English. Jadi sudah dipeta-petakan bahwa ini pasangannya dengan ini seperti
Ya,
itu. What about
heeh.
this, man?
Iya. Nanti itu ada waktunya ketika kita sudah sampai discussion of comparing, Bu. Nanti ada masanya
Gitu ya.
comparing ya. Jadi EFL nanti beberapa EFL kurikulum yang ada di sekitar Indonesia, yang Malaysia, Singapura itu kita akan compare with our own kurikulum nanti ya, Bu.
Oke.
Jadi memang semuanya ada background, ada historicalnya. Kemudian karena memang kenapa? Karena background of students-nya itu is different ya, Bu. Kemudian the goal of learning-nya juga itu. Jadi karena kita kurikulum Indonesian curriculum especially for English itu sister schoolnya itu kan ngambil dari Australia. Jadi nanti
Ya,
akan menjadi bahasan kita kenapa kok bentuk kurikulum kita itu seperti ini gitu loh. Ada historicalnya, ada backgroundnya. Kenapa kok yang dipakai kok sisternya kok nginduk ke Australia. Jadi nanti itu kita bahas ya, Bu. Nah, khusus untuk ini EFL itu bahwa kita harus balance ya, balance untuk memberikan pengalaman skill yang balance terhadap siswa kita. Nah, yang saya maksud itu tadi dengan Bu Eti adalah the teacher should make priority of activities. Misalnya prioritas pada saat itu readingnya writing for example writing itu ada beberapa approach. There are several approaches of writing. Salah satu yang paling digandrungi sekarang adalah interactive writing. Jadi walaupun writing mereka ada interaktif. Interaktif itu ya ada komunikasi sehingga writing yang diinginkan atau yang menjadi tujuan pembelajaran pada saat itu misalnya naratif ya, for example naratif, terus there is a interaction between the student and the teacher about the narrative writing that they have to produce in that class. So by interactive writing, the student will be encouraged to how to express their problems, how to express their opinion, and then they can what's that? Express the feedback of the teacher by interaction through on their papers. Nah, ketika waktunya tidak cukup, misalnya kan tadi ada priority, the teacher make priority what skills that they have to engage in the classroom, and the rest of skills, misalnya yang tidak digarap pada saat itu listening dan reading, for example, ya. So it is better for the for the teacher to ensure a balanced approach throughout the course. Artinya itu bisa menjadi nanti tugas di rumah, sehingga tetapi dengan materi dengan narrative text tapi dengan listening. Jadi mereka bisa engage dari balance. Itu yang ideal EFL curriculum. Jadi four skill must be balanced to give to the student as their experiences of learning gitu. Terima kasih Bu Nafi. Sekarang the last question for Pak Romsi and Bu.
Miss
Ya,
Ais, can I? I'm so sorry. I just want to share my experience about
oke.
integrated
Nggih,
assessment
nggih.
and lesson plan
Silakan Bu. Nggih,
assessment,
nggih.
lesson
Monggo Bu,
plan
silakan.
integrated
Nggih.
assessment.
Ya.
Saya hanya menyampaikan pengalaman saya. Mungkin maybe my friend also will take this method gitu.
Iya.
Integrated assessment is currently this is a topic in discussion or in learning seminars, and then we can do integrated assessment or integrated lesson plan by looking at intercalated competence, and we can do this by mapping material or mapping learning objectivenya.
Yes.
This correlated, this integrated assessment or integrated lesson plan carry out using the PJBL method, ma'am.
Oke,
Pembelajaran
PJBL.
based
Iya,
learning.
Iya.
Ya, sehingga this process, this learning process will produce 6 English language learning skill.
Iya.
Karena memang saat sekarang kan skillnya untuk bahasa Inggris itu ada 6. We can even add other beside the six skill. Also, we can even add other assessment beside that, such as the character, how the character of this, because of this student, of our student, and then about creativity. Karena sekarang ada P5 ya, Mem ya. Di rapot pun kita harus memberikan nilai P5 ini, yang salah satunya adalah kreativitas dan karakter. And then of course in this way through preparation which put into the lesson plan, termasuk yang waktu itu tadi, because when we prepare more, of course we also take the time to our lesson plan. Jadi memang saat sekarang dibutuhkan itu, Mem. Integrated plan dan integrated assessment itu saat sekarang tengah menjadi saat sekarang menjadi diskusi yang memang sangat dibutuhkan, dan sekali lagi metodenya salah satunya adalah dengan mapping konten atau mapping competence. Jadi itu akan ada integratednya. Misalnya nanti dari Ini misal ketika kita mengajar procedure text. Of course, procedure text ini berhubungan dengan imperative sentence misalnya. Dari sini kita sudah bisa melihat anak-anak skill untuk menulis, untuk pemahaman tentang imperative sentence seperti apa. And then after that, pemahaman atau kemampuan anak menulis nanti juga bisa dengan adanya siswa yang mampu untuk menulis sebuah teks. And then berikutnya, yang biar menarik dan sesuai dengan pembelajaran abad 21 ini, misalnya kita hubungkan dengan IT gitu. Anak-anak nanti bisa praktek dengan menggunakan speaking, of course, speaking praktek how to make something, how to decorate something with they speak, and then merekamnya, dan kemudian of course they also can uh, produce a video. Jadi mereka
Yes.
memproduksi video yang akhirnya bisa kita lihat di situ, dan anak-anak juga harus bisa karena abad 21 harus bisa main sosmed juga mereka. Bisa videonya bisa dipasang di TikTok atau di IG atau di YouTube. Dari sini kemarin saya melakukan ini ada 8 penilaian yang sudah masuk. It is one of the example of how integrated assessment we can get it. Thank you, ma'am. That's my
Oke.
experience.
Oke, Bu, luar biasa. Thank you. We have to remember that EFL students have no sufficient places of practices. So the English classroom is very appropriate for the EFL student to explore for basic skills. I mean, ya memang Ibu tadi ada 6 skill, tetapi sesungguhnya ada 6 skill itu uh, lahir dari 4 skill dasar tadi. Jadi sebagai pembelajar EFL mereka sesungguhnya tidak memiliki tempat yang cukup untuk praktek bahasa Inggris, sehingga sekolah menjadi satu-satunya, atau kelas bahasa Inggris terutama menjadi satu-satunya tempat yang seharusnya itu mereka dapat total mendapatkan pengalaman belajar 4 skill. Itulah kenapa lesson plan itu saya mengharapkan betul bahwa Bapak Ibu nanti kalau ada di kelasnya itu balance gitu untuk memapping masing-masing skill gitu. Nah, ketika yang saya sebutkan tadi, misalnya di dalam kelas itu prioritinya tidak sampai 4 skill, tetapi ada tanggung jawab moral sebagai guru untuk memberikan pengalaman, tetap memberikan pengalaman skill yang belum tercover di classroom activities-nya dengan cara memberi tugas terstruktur di rumah berkaitan dengan skill yang belum tergarap dengan balance tadi di kelas. Baik, terima kasih. Nanti kita sangat akan semakin explore discussion kita terkait dengan MBKM dan kurikulum kita nanti di pertemuan ke-8 kalau tidak salah. Baik, terakhir untuk Pak Romzi dan Bu Eti. The problem of our English classroom is large class size. Yeah, large class size can make it difficult to provide individualized attention to its student to learn core skills of English. What do you think about this? Can you give the solution? Halo, ya, ya, class size, Pak, class size, ya. In Indonesia, large class is very normal, ya, Pak, large class. So, large class size can make difficult for for the teacher, the EFL teacher, to provide individualized attention to each student to have experiences in for language skills. What do you think about that, Pak? And give the solution also for Bu
Okay,
Eti.
for me,
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Sorry. Okay, for me, I totally agree with that statement, ma'am, because even I'm not a teacher, but I run what is the name, the foundation as well, and that is one of the main problem basically to give more attention to each students, especially to master the core skills is quite a bit challenging. From my side, I mean, from my opinion, this is only my opinion. It's always good, I think, to have an extra hours or extra class, or even like in the boarding school style, to implement this kind of core skills. As I said earlier, the problem here it's coming since their I mean since their family, and also coming to the school also since elementary school, which is in the previous curriculum. In elementary school, it's not compulsory to master English, and there are many challenges, especially for the junior high school and senior high school, and up to the university. So I think, and I always believe, to obstacle this kind of problem, we need to have an extra hours for our students, either that is like extracurricular and also like a special class for
Okay.
English, like special
Yes.
English class. So we are as a teacher, we need to invest more time also to our students, not just
Okay.
in our
Yes.
normal time in the class.
Yes.
So, and also second thing is about the boarding school style. I think we also need to have like the boarding school, which is the
Okay.
student they can stay in the
Okay.
dormitory and then they can learn these
Yes.
core skills. That's my solution from my side. As I
Okay.
experienced that kind also, and it's really effective for me. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Pak Romzi. Bu Eti, can we go to the next group because I forget that we have still three groups. So
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
Yeah. Thank you, ya Bu
because uh,
Eti.
because
Yeah.
because we do enjoy your class, ma'am, and it's really amazing to be here and presenting as the first group. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, very good presentation and responses
Thank you,
from
ma'am.
Pak Romzi and Bu Eti. Now we go to the next group.
Thank you, ma'am. So good to be in your class.
Yeah. Group, what group, Bu? Group 2, group
My
3,
group
4?
group 5, ma'am.
Khalif,
Oh,
Mbak.
group 5. Okay,
5.
Bu Halif and
Yes.
Bu Ani, go ahead. Bu Ani and Bu Halif will present about designing effective lesson plan. Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Bu, time is yours.
Thank you very much for the time given to group 2. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Right.
Waalaikumsalam
Okay. So
warahmatullahi
it is an honor.
wabarakatuh.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. It is an honor for group 2, Miss Ani Ida Fauzia and me, Khalif Rahmarisi Fauzi, to present a presentation under the title Designing Effective Lesson Plan this evening. Right. To begin our presentation, let's have a look at this quote together. A goal without a plan is just a wish. So as teachers, if we want to have effective teaching and learning process, then it must be started by effective lesson planning. Otherwise, our teaching and learning process will not be effective and it will become just a wish. In lesson planning, there are 4 main questions that a teacher must take into account. The first, what am I teaching? The second, who am I teaching? The third, how will I teach? And the fourth, how will I know the students understand? So these 4 questions underline effective lesson planning. If a teacher has these 4 questions in their mind when lesson planning, I'm sure the lesson plan will be effective. But if they don't know, if they don't have these questions, then the lesson will have no aim, and the teaching and learning process will go nowhere, and you will make your students like the person in the picture, lost in the desert. So that's why today there are 2 focus in our presentation in designing effective lesson planning, objectives, learning activities must be taken into account, and we will highlight these two in our today's presentation. Objectives will be delivered by me, and learning activities will be delivered by Bu Ani. Right, start with objective. What should an objective do in the teaching and learning process? First, objective help teacher to focus on the purpose of your lesson and subsequent planning. So the lesson will not go too broad or too wide. It will be focused. And then the second, objective gives you an outcome or goal, what to achieve in your lesson. Objective also helps students understand the learner's purpose. So not only the teachers, but the students need to understand the purpose of the lesson. And combined with success criteria, objective let the teacher know when the learning has happened. And after that, it can set the foundation for student-led academic discussion. The teachers can understand or can get idea whether the teaching and learning process has been successful or not, whether the students have achieved the learning objectives or not, and if they have, what should the teachers do as the follow-up? If they haven't, what should the teachers do to have the remedial? So objective must be SMART. There are 5 words in this word, SMART, SMART. SMART objective, we will discuss further after this. What does each letter mean in SMART? SMART objectives can serve as performance measure because they provide specific information needed to identify the expected results, and it helps teachers to provide a clear focus and the information necessary for them to gauge the student performing the standards or not. Okay, so there are 5 letters in SMART. The first one is S, specific, M is measurable, A is attainable, R is relevant, and T is time-based. Let's discuss one by one. Specific. A learning objective must be specific. Why? Because a specific objective has a much greater chance of being accomplished than a general goal. It is more digestible for the students rather than the full standard. So students will easily understand the lesson if the learning objectives are specific one at a time, not directly a lot of things at a time. I have an example here. The students will talk about their family. This learning objective is not specific and too general. Do you know why? Let me tell you. Because families, talking about families in English is too general. To make the learning objective specific, we need to highlight what kind of topic about families the student needs to be able to. So it will be better if the learning objective change into the students will be able to talk about the physical description of their family. The second, measurable. Objective should be measurable. The keyword here is the word tangible. So tangible means can be seen. Objectives must be able to highlight tangible goals that the students will accomplish. So that for that reason, the teacher can easily measure clearly which objectives have been achieved and which haven't. So I have an example here. Student will be able to, so SWBAT, I shortened it into student will be able to spell the vocabulary word. In this case, it is not measurable because it is not clearly how to measure the student's achievement later. It will be good that it can be what is that? It can be made clearer by adding this. Student will be able to spell the 10 vocabulary words related to the family. So it's measurable. Then the number of the vocabulary is 10, and then it is about family. So in that case, the learning objective will be measured. Attainable for A. So attainable, if we have ever learned in Mr. Sabat class that self-efficacy belief is very important in the teaching and learning process. For that case, we should make sure that the learning objective must be able to attain by the student. Mr. Roy, can you please mute yourself? Sorry, thank you. Objectives to stretch the students enough that it is based on their ability and it clearly defined boundaries that students must be able to achieve the objective. I have an example here. For example, K2, so K2 is kindergarten level. In K2, students will be able to spell 20 vocabulary words about transportation by the end of week 2. Well, if you have a look at K2 as kindergarten, it's quite not attainable for them. It will be better if it is changed into K2 students will be able to spell 10 vocabulary words about transportation by the end of week 2. So the objectives must be attainable. And then the next relevant, this relates the relationship between the objective and the overall goals of the program. And if we are teaching English, then the objective must have relationship with English. I have an example here. Students, in an English lesson, a teacher makes an objective like this. Students will be able to make a PowerPoint presentation. Well, this is not relevant with the English lesson. If it is maybe relevant in graphic design class or other classes, but not in English. So it will be better if in English lesson, it will be changed into student will be able to present the physical description using PowerPoint of their families using the simple present tense with the PowerPoint. And the last, time-based. Objectives should be linked to a time frame that creates a sense of urgency. So without any sense of urgency, it becomes irrelevant. Also referred, time-based sometimes is called time-bound. I have an example here. Students will be able to listen for specific vocabulary and complete blank activities. Well, this is not time-based objective because it doesn't say specifically after what time or after how many meetings the student should achieve this goal. It will be better if it is into student will be able to listen for specific vocabulary and complete a fill in the blank activity by the end of meeting 1. So this example, the last example that I show you is the complete SMART objective containing specific information, measurable, attainable, relevant, and using time-based. Thank you very much. That's the most important thing to be taken into account, that learning objectives must be SMART so that the teaching and learning process will be able to run effectively and the teachers know how to assess whether the objectives have been achieved or not. Now let's go to the learning activities to achieve the SMART goal will be delivered by Bu Ani. Bu Ani, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. With the time, Ms. Khalif. Before I talk more about learning activities, is my voice is clear?
Yes,
Hello?
it's very clear
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Yes, peaceful.
Okay. Thank you very much. Next slide, please. Yeah. If we talk about the learning activities, we divide it into two uh, to what is it to form active learning and passive learning. As we learned with Mr. Sabat before, we have student centered learning and teacher centered learning. So we can call the active learning it is student centered learning, and then passive learning is teacher centered learning. So please um, the next slide about what is the comparison or what is the contrast between passive learning and active learning. Okay, before I say that passive learning is poorer or active learning is better, let's see the second one. For passive learning, we can say that it is lower order thinking. Why? Because usually the teacher only use in what is it? If we use taxonomy Bloom, the teacher only use in P1 until P3, and then for active learning, the teacher can use for uh, what is knowledge 4 until 6. So it is we can call the higher order thinking. Why the student of course will be more active than if the teacher use taxonomy Bloom level 1 until 3 only. Okay, the third one is teacher centered. As I say before, that passive learning is teacher centered learning. So this is the student will be get same info or same pace. But for active learning, the student centered learning, of course, prior knowledge and pacing, because the student more active in process. And then the next, lower attention level. For passive learning, the student only listen, only read a book, and then answer the question from the teacher. How about the active learning? For the greater student attention, of course, the student involved in whole of the process of learning. And then for passive learning, the student there is student isolation, and then for active learning, the student will be encouraged in collaboration. And then the last, for passive learning, emphasize on memorization. And then for active learning, the student of course emphasize on process. So between passive learning and active learning, we we can say that active learning will be better orientation. Okay. Actually, for active learning involves activity where students are directly engaged in the learning process. It requires them to think, discuss, and apply what they are learning actively. For example, of active learning strategies include group discussion, problem-solving activities, hands-on project, interactive workshop, peer teaching, debates and role-playing, and then classroom polls or surveys. But for passive learning, on the other hand, involves receiving information without actively participating in the learning process. It's more traditional and teacher centered. For example, lectures style, the teacher delivers information and student only listen and note taking or take notes, and the reading assignment only read and then answer the teacher questions, and then the other one is watching videos or demonstration, only watching, watching videos and demonstration, sitting in a seminar or conference without any active process, without any active learning in there, and then memorization, online tutorial, and recorded lectures. But both active and passive learning have their places in education, and an effective learning experience often involves a blend of both. The key is to match the learning method with the content, context, and learning objectives, as Ms. Halif said before. For example, a well-designed lesson might start with a brief lecture to introduce a concept and followed by a group activity where students apply the knowledge. So this combination allows students to receive information and then immediately engage with and reinforce that information through active participation. Okay, next slide. Yeah. Uh, as we know, for passive learning and active learning, 10% people will be remember what they read, and then 20% people will remember what they hear. 30% the people remember what they see. 70% people remember that what they see and hear. 70% of what they say and write, and then 90% of the people remember of what they do. So for active learning will be get until 90% because the people do what are they learn. So, for the passive learning will be define, list, describe, explain, demonstrate, apply, and practice in little bit, yeah. But for active learning, not only define not only the others one before, but the people or the student will analyze, define in more deep or deeper, and then create something, and the last is evaluate. Okay, the next slide, please. For the learning pyramid, it is the same. So, what the teacher lecture will get only 5% for student. Will get only 5% knowledge, and then for reading, the student will get 10%. Audiovisual 20%. Demonstration, the student will be get 30% of knowledge, and then discussion group what we all of the topic here. So the student will be get 40% of their knowledge that they learned, and then if the student practice by doing will be get 75%, and the last will if the student teach to others will be get 90%. Okay, next. So this is any positive what is it I say positive motivation word. Making lesson plan is easy, and creating effective lesson plan is the key to effective teaching and a critical factor in achieving positive student outcomes. So don't worry if we wanna make a lesson plan, don't be hesitant to make a lesson objective, and be brave to create to create an attractive learning activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Bu Ani.
Yeah.
So that's the end of our presentation. Happy lesson planning, happy teachers. Thank you. Will be given back to Miss Ais.
Okay. Thank you, Bu Halif and Bu Ani. I invite two questions only for the presenters, please. Okay, there is no question, so I have two questions for both of you. As okay, in designing effective lesson plans as your focus of presentation, uh, actually, uh, it can be challenging for us as a EFL teacher. The first challenge is about the diverse language proficiency levels. As we know that the student in the same class have diverse language proficiency levels. In this case, what is the best solution in designing your effective lesson plan, Bu?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the question. So, just a confirmation. So, how to overcome different language proficiency in the class in lesson planning? Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Bu Ani, do you want to answer first, or I should go first?
Bu Ani, the second question is okay. If
Oh,
you want
right.
to,
Okay.
yeah, if you want to respond to first question, okay, Bu. Yeah. The first language
Yes.
proficiency levels that had by the student in the same class. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for the questions. So to overcome to design effective lesson plan with different uh, level of students. The first thing, yeah, we need to set the clear objective, smart objective, and um, we have once we have finished setting the clear objective, then we'll be able to decide which strategies we are going to use. And then we can try to find some topic or to find a topic related to that is close to the student, that is liked by students. And then after that, to overcome the differences of proficiency level of the students, we can have peer activities. We can have group collaboration so that the students will learn from each other. So as Bu Ani has explained, that 90% the students rate um, the retention rate after 24 hours, it's 90% students will remember what they have learned by teaching others. So we can activate the peer work or the pair work, the group work, and then we can also differentiate the instruction. Um, what is that? For example, in one lesson plan, we have to be able to accommodate a lot of kinds of learning styles. So in one meeting in our lesson plan, there must be variation of activities. So, for example, in the beginning, in warmer, we will ask the students to play games that requires them to spend that energy. That's accommodating the students' skills with kinesthetic. And then after that, we ask them to watch a video and then ask them to write important things related to the video. We accommodate the visual learners. And then after that, um, we ask them to discuss with their friends what they have watched. And then after that, have some kind of analysis in the group about the important things in the video. In that case, we accommodate uh, auditory learners. So that from that example, if I can conclude to what is that, to overcome the differences of English proficiency in the class, in lesson planning, first we have to set a clear objective, and then after that we have to have variation in our teaching and learning process so that it will accommodate all kinds of proficiency. Does it answer your question, ma'am?
Okay, yes, very good solution, Bu. So I can conclude that Bu Khalif offer two solution here. The first is differentiate instruction, meaning that with the same activities, but we deliver different instruction. Different instruction, meaning that we have to adjust the level of English proficiency to from to one student and to another. Must be different in choice of word. Yeah. Kemudian the next is about provide additional support by having collaborative or cooperative learning ya Bu ya. Gitu ya.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Good.
Exactly.
That's the very good solution to overcome the diverse language proficiency levels of the student in the same class. Thank you, Bu. And now to Bu Ani.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, dealing with the designing learning activities that you have presented,
Yes.
there are also several challenges. The top problems that the EFL teacher faces in is about the limited, sorry, ineffective use of technology because sorry, okay, about the technology, limited use of technology, lack of access or with the technology may limit the integration of digital resources for the student because there are several problems in specific school that the student are not allowed to use handphone, or even the school has no uh, internet internet facility. But as the EFL teacher, we have to um, give a lot of experiences for our student to learn much about English use. Whether, sorry, even though the environment of the student does not support of practicing English a lot. So as the teacher, uh, we have very um, we have responsibility to support the student with any facilities of learning English as a foreign language. What do you think about this? Do you have a problem with the limited use of technology for EFL students?
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. I will try to answer the question, but before I talk more about the limited technology for EFL students, I will add something to answer Miss Halif question. That,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Before we choose the proficiency levels for our students in a class, especially in freedom curriculum or curriculum merdeka, we can use assessment diagnostic for cognitive or non cognitive. So, with both of them, we can know what is the language proficiency levels for our students in our class. Who is the beginner language levels, who is in who is in uh, intermediate or advanced level, and all of them we can use active learning and also passive learning. For example, for beginner language level, for active learning we can use role playing, interactive games, or language puzzles and activities. And then for passive learning we can use listening to simple narratives, for example, and then picture books with basic vocabularies and other. Until the advanced language learners, we can use project-based learning, language immersion activities, critical analysis of text for active learning. And then for the passive learning, we can use listening to authentic materials, reading authentic literature and others. But we can use individual learning style, because some learners may prefer to benefit more from active engagement, while others may find passive methods more conducive to their learning style. So, I think in language learning, a balanced approach that combines active and passive methods is often effective. So the key is to create a learning environment that is dynamic, engaging, and uh, tailored to the specific needs and proficiency levels of the learners. Okay, like this. And then for the second question, how about the limited use of technology? Now, in my school, in Pesantren, what is it? Pesantren district. Yeah, it's like this. When considering limited use of technology in language learning, it's important to recognize that technology can be a valuable tool, but it's not always a necessity. Here, especially in my school, the student uh, cannot use handphone, cannot use phone, yeah, sorry, cell phone in their uh, in their room, in their class. So, how to create an active learning without extensive technology? Now, I think as a creative teacher, we will not behind because we can use role playing and dialogues. So the student have engaged in role playing activities where they act out everyday conversation or scenarios, and then practice dialogues in pairs or small groups to encourage speaking and listening skill. The other ways we can use interactive flashcard, create physical flashcard with vocabulary words and use them for interactive games or drills in the classroom. And then we can use language games and activities, group discussion and debates. Of course, the student, especially in senior high level, it is like to make a debate contest, organize group discussion on various topics to encourage communication and critical thinking, and then facilitate debates where students express and defend their opinions in the target of language. And we can use storytelling and creative writing. So engage students in storytelling activities where they create and share stories in the target of language. And then how about the passive learning without extensive technology? Now, I think we can use reading aloud, printed text and materials, listening to audio resources, and then picture-based vocabulary learning. For example, use visual aids, pictures or physical object to teach and reinforce vocabulary, and then organize activity where students label objects in the classroom using the target of language. And then I think by combining this activity, the active and passive learning strategies, teachers can create a well-rounded language learning experiences even in technology limited. The key is to foster an engaging and supportive language learning environment that encourages both communication and comprehension. I think that's all.
Halo,
Yes, ma'am.
ya mute ya Allah, saya tidak ngomong dari tadi. Oke, thank you Bu Ani.
Yeah,
Is
you're
the
welcome.
video playing allowed in your school, Bu Ani?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So if it is so, I'm so glad because when you uh tell tell us that there is no handphone
Yes.
for the student and also internet. So how they so in my mind, the teacher, the English teacher is only is only role models for the student in imitating how to speak and how to pronounce. But when you uh, told me that playing video is allowed, so I changed my perception, my thought that the teacher is not only the role model for the student um to learn about the native
Native
speakers
speaker.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Bu, thank you for Bu Ani and Bu Halif.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
We have we have still how many groups? Semua ya? Sudah cukup
One.
apa masih ada? Okay.
We still have
Lanjut,
one
Mei.
group.
Oh, one
Good.
group. Okay, good. Yeah. Before going to the last group, I just want to comment about diagnostic test that Bu Ani mentioned. Yeah, it is very good test to mapping the students and English proficiency level. But it should be better followed by matriculation class. Jadi harus ada follow up-nya ketika sudah diagnostic test. Kemudian it is dealing with the skill ya, the basic skills, and then uh, we have to design the short matriculation class for the the low achievement of English proficiency. Okay, good. Now for the next group, Bu Hidayah. Bu Hidayah,
Yeah.
Kak Samsul and Bu Nafi with the
Yes.
structuring a curriculum unit. Okay, Bu, time is yours. Oke, Bu, silakan.
Have you seen
Oke.
my slide?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for this time. Our title for this time
Echo.
master curriculum unit.
I cannot hear clearly your voice, Bu. Echo.
Echo. Echo.
What happened with your microphone?
Hello?
Ya, apa punya saya ya? What about the others? Have you the same, you have the same problem as mine?
A little bit on and off Bu Nafi's voice, ma'am, here.
Oh ya, iya Bu.
Your,
Bisa.
can I start?
Okay, go ahead Bu. You can start.
In this slide, we will explain about definition of curriculum, function, the component of curriculum, and this about syllabus to curriculum, and then the scope, learning objective or EFL curriculum, the principle of developing the structure of critical curriculum unit, phases of critical curriculum, and structure of critical curriculum in phase A, B, C, D, E, and F. The first, let's going about curriculum. From the so many export, I just take three meaning about curriculum. The first is based on Richard and Pratt. Curriculum is an educational program in an educational institution. And then based on Jalen Saylor and William and Alexander, curriculum is divided as reflects volume judgment regarding the nature education. This definition is also influence how curriculum will be planned and also utilizes. And then based on our standard curriculum in Indonesia, PSNP, curriculum is set or system of plans and arrangement regarding learning material that can be guided in teaching and learning activities. This is how is curriculum. And then the function of curriculum PSNP is the way of tool to achieve educational goal. Based on Undang-Undang Nomor 2 Tahun 2023, the function is a collection of plan and arrangements relating to objective, content, of material and methods used as a guidelines or in organizing learning activities to achieve a national education goal. There are differences showing in PSNP and Undang-Undang Nomor 2 Tahun 2023. Based on Undang-Undang Nomor 2 Tahun 2002, explain more than PSNP, but the fact this is the same. When we open more in the standard national pendidikan book, the fact is the same. And based on Daniel and Laura Taylor, the function of curriculum is a learning experience that is directed, systematically planned, and structured through a process of reconstructing knowledge and experience, and is under the supervision of educational institution. So the student have high motivation and interest in learning. And the last is based on in law. This is a comparative effort that is specially designed to guide students in obtaining learning outcomes from the learning that has been determined. And then the next is about component of curriculum. I just take two based on Richard Pratt and based on BSNP. Based on Richard Pratt and Pratt, the curriculum component content of three. First is purpose. It's mean what the student need to achieve at the end of the educational program. And then the contents. Course offer as a mean to achieve the intended purpose. And then the last is assessment. This means to measure if the intended purpose have been achieved. This is the component of curriculum from Pratt and Pratt. And then BSNP, Badan Standar Nasional Pendidikan, which is in Indonesia, consists of the purpose. As a program intended to achieve additional goal, to get additional goal, and then the content. Everything given to children, study the student in teaching and learning activities in order to achieve goals. And then the third is learning strategy. This strategy refers to approach and method as well as teaching tool used in teaching. And then the next is teaching learning process. It is been to be sure if the intended goals have been achieved. And then assessment. Oh, it's something. So sorry, because my PPT have changed. Nanti akan saya jelaskan lagi tentang teaching learning process. And then the focus and everything. And then now I will explain about curriculum component in EFL, because there are differences about our curriculum in BSNP and of course in EFL. The first is when we look about curriculum component in EFL, that's organized based on fact and need. And then the goal based on realistic need. The third is content is based on the function, student interested and communicating needs. And four is the activities or process focus on the learning experience or methodology that used. And the fifth is the final step involves evaluating the curriculum once it is in use. That's from me. And basically, we will continue with one. Basically,
Okay. Okay, thank you, Miss Munafik. Okay. Okay, from syllabus to curriculum. The journey from syllabus design to curriculum development can be traced by through the change in language teaching methods. The change language teaching method can be in three phases. Okay, when language teaching was focusing excessively on mastery of grammar, the emphasis on the mastery of grammar is in language teaching was particularly pronounced during the era when the grammar translation method dominant language instruction. And the second, when there was a change in need in learning English from academic to more practical command. The shift in the need for learning English from an academic focus on more can be observed over time, and it's closely tied to change in society, economic, and communication dynamic. This shift has influenced language teaching, methodologies, and curriculum development. And the three is when there is a shift from searching a method to fact, that method is simply one element in curriculum development. I think this shift to complexity of language learning and the needs for a more comprehensive and flexible approach. Next, learning objective to EFL curriculum. The learning objective of an English as a foreign language curriculum can vary depending on the following. The first is the specific goals of the program. It is essential in guiding the design and implementation of educational program. These goals provide a clear roadmap for what learners are expected to achieve and help educators and stakeholders understand and the intended outcomes. Number two, the level of the students. The level of the students is crucial factor in determining the appropriate curriculum and instructional strategies. Students' level generally refer to their proficiency or mastery of the subject matter, skills, and or competencies. The level can vary across different educational contexts, subject, and age groups. And then the context in which the curriculum is being implemented. The context in which a curriculum is being implemented is a critical factor that significantly influences the design, delivery, and effectiveness of educational program. The context, including the cultural, social, economic, and institutional aspect of the environment where the curriculum is enacted. Next slide. The scopes of learning objective, such as communication skills, vocabulary and grammar, cultural understanding, pronunciation and intonation, fluency and confidence, listening comprehension, reading comprehension, writing skills, critical thinking and problem solving, assessment and evaluations, language proficiency levels, and cultural competence. Next. The principles of developing the structure of Merdeka curriculum unit. It is minimum structure. I think it is determined by the central government. However, additional units can develop additional program and activities in accordance with the vision, mission, and available resources. The second is autonomy. It is the curriculum gives freedom to educational units and teachers to design relevant and contextual learning process and materials. And then simplicity, it changed from the previous curriculum are made to a minimum but are still significant. The goals, direction, and object and design are made clear so that it is easy for schools and stakeholders to understand. And mutual cooperation, it is the development of curriculum and teaching tools is the result of collaborations between dozens of institutions, including the Ministry of Religion, universities, schools, and other educational institution. Next. There are 6 phases of Merdeka curriculum. It is phase A. Phase A. It is for elementary school, educational or equivalent grades, first and the second grade. And phase B, it is for elementary school, educational or equivalent grade 3 and 4. And then phase C, it is for elementary school, educational or equivalent for grade 5 and 6. And then G, it is for junior high school. And then phase A, it is for senior high school or vocational school. And then the last phase is F. It is for high school, vocational and equivalent level for grade 11 and 12. Next. This is the structure of Merdeka curriculum in phase A, B, and C. Okay, it is includes subjects, intracurriculum allocation per year, project allocations for strengthening Pancasila, students profile per year, and total. The information, okay, followed by students according to their respective religions. It is Islam, Buddha, Christian, and the other religions. And then education units provide a minimum of one type of art. Yeah, it can be music arts, fine arts, theater arts, and dance art. Students choose one. And then maximum 2 per week or per years as an elective subject. Yeah. And the total is include language, English language subject, local content, and or additional subject held by the education units. Next. It is the structure of S, B, and C, grade 3, 4, and 5. I think it is same with the previous stage, previous phase. And then structure of Merdeka curriculum in phase J, it is for grade 6. Next. Next. And it is for phase D, it is for junior high school. Okay, it is for grade 7 and 8. Okay, the phase D it is for grade 7 and 8, and the next. Okay. The phase D for grade 9, it will be presented by Mr. Samsul.
Okay,
Mr.
thank
Samsul,
you.
time
Yes.
is yours.
Thank you for Mrs. Hidayatul. For the next, it is the structure of Merdeka curriculum in phase D or grade 9. It is include for the Christian religious and also Pancasila education. It is the 64 per weeks or times. And also for the Pancasila education, yes, Bahasa Indonesia, it is the 160. Math, it is 100 to 28. And also for the natural science and social science, it is 96. With also English language, physical education, sport, and also informatics, it is the 64. And for the arts and crafts, it is the 64 also. Description followed by student according to their respective religions. And the second, the education unit provides is minimum of one type of art or craft, include music, fine art, theater, arts, dance, or craft. Students choose one of them. At most 2 GP per week or 64 GP per year. Total GP does not include local content, subject, or additional subject organized by education units. Okay, next. Next slide, Mbak. Okay, for structure of Merdeka curriculum in phase A, SM high school or its grade, it is high school curriculum structure. The curriculum structure is divided into two main learning activities, namely irregular or routine learning with an intracurricular activities, and B, Pancasila student profile strengthening projects, and lesson hours or GP are set per year. Education units can flexibly manage the allocation of learning time to achieve the set GP. Learning approach, education unit may use subject-based, thematic, or integrated approach to organizing learning and subject-related changes. It is three kinds. Number A, it is the science and social studies subject in grades 10 have not been separated into more specific subjects. And B, education unit or student can choose at least one or the 5 arts or craft subject: music, fine art, theater, arts, dance, or workshop. And C, in the grade 10, students study general subject, no elective subject. Students choose subjects according to their interest in the grades 11 and 12 according to the available subjects groups. Next, Mbak. It is the allocation of time subject high school for class 10. It is the Islamic until the Chinese religions education ethnic. It is the 72. And also the Pancasila education is more less than the Islamic religion education is just 54, and is in Bahasa Indonesia and Math it is the same 108, and natural science, physics, chemistry, biology it is the 216, social science, sociology, economic, history, geography it is the 288, and English lesson or English language is the 54, and physical education, sport and health it is, and also same with the informatics 72. And for the arts and craft, it is includes music, art, fine art, theater art, dance art, and workshop and entrepreneurship is 65. In description, followed by student according to their respective religions, regular learning is not full, which is 36 weeks to fulfill the project allocation. Intracurricular allocation for Pancasila education, English and art and craft are only 27 weeks. Educational unit provides in a minimum of one type of art or craft: music, fine art, theater art, dance art, or workshop and entrepreneurship. Students choose one of them. At most 2 GP per week or 72 GP per year. Total GP does not include local content subject or additional subject organized by education unit. Next, Mbak. For the senior high school subject structure phase fee, it is the general subjects group. Every SMA or MA or equivalence must open or teach all subject on this group and must be attended by all SMA or MA or equivalent students. B. Elective subjects group. Every SMA or MA or equivalent must provide at least 7 elective subjects, especially for school decided by the government. Sport or art school sport and art subject can be opened according to the sources available as SMA or MA or equivalent level. Next, but okay, that's all my presentation. I'll give back to my lecturer, Miss Aisyah. Thank you very much.
Okay, Pak Samsul, thank you for a good presentation of your group. Unfortunately, we are not discussing about structuring a curriculum in general. As I told the student in the WhatsApp group, structuring a curriculum unit in this case is a part of the discussion of lesson planning and designing unit. But anyway, your slide is very complete in the allocation and dealing with the MBKM. Yeah. I have a question to each of you dealing with the structuring a curriculum in the scope of lesson planning and also designing unit. In my opinion, that structuring a curriculum unit involve very careful planning and organization to ensure that learning objectives are achieved effectively. But there are several problems dealing with that, but I will not talk about the problem to Bu Nafi. First, I just want to ask you about the steps of structuring a curriculum unit. There are several steps that you can take in structuring a curriculum unit. Please mention one step, Bu. The first step.
You mean in making lesson plan?
Curriculum unit ya. Di curriculum unit itu adalah the small part of curriculum. The small part of curriculum can be related with the learning objective or assessment, lesson plan, sequence lesson, and allocation of time, and etc. Bu ya. Jadi there are several steps that you have to consider first in structuring a curriculum unit for your class.
Okay. For the first of course, sekarang silabus di
Yeah, good. Syllabus is the first consideration that you have to think it much how to structure your curriculum unit. Hello?
in
Yeah.
in kurikulum 13 because there
Okay.
are with this two kind of curriculum. When we use K13, of course,
Yes.
you know KIKD, and then
Yes.
after that we have to know about how is the tujuan belajar dari siswa. This is the important thing. And then after that, of course, we have to make maybe we give we make step how we study our lesson plan. We give teaching learning on our class, the step, kegiatan inti, and then kegiatan akhir with the evaluation, of course. And don't forget to make the identity of that plan. So important, of course. And then when we talk about kurikulum merdeka, ada sedikit perbedaan di situ, because selain identitas kurikulum, identitas lesson plan, dan yang tadi saya sebutkan langkah-langkahnya, we have to know about the fase, because we didn't have KIKD. When in KIKD kita tidak menerima, and then we have to prepare material. Kurikulum merdeka. In kurikulum merdeka, we just have TP. TP means pembelajaran. And disahkan pembelajaran, give this sudah seperti yang tadi SB explain on this bisa sampai pembelajaran, yaitu fase A, B, C, D, dan E. And then after that, we have to make the next level, the next step. Menentukan sendiri ruang lingkup. What is the facility? Kalau kita ruang lingkup sudah ditentukan oleh kurikulum itu sendiri. But in kurikulum merdeka, we have to make it by ourselves. And then after that, kita berikan ke tujuan pembelajaran. Pun masih bahasanya masih mengikuti fase D. We conclude about ATP, alur tujuan pembelajaran. Alur tujuan pembelajaran, this is to get what we want. Setelah itu baru dan di dalam in the lesson plan in kurikulum merdeka, we have to know kemampuan awal siswa. Jadi kan kemampuan awal siswa itu sudah sampai mana. So we have to refleksi what our kegiatan, our activities next before we go to this plan. Dan kan selain itu, bedanya lagi harus ada di dalam kurikulum merdeka itu assessment-nya harus menyertakan tujuan yang ingin dicapai dalam assessment itu. Namanya kakak. Pokoknya harus ada bahwa ini nanti checklist-nya yang muncul, ini sudah muncul dan ini belum muncul. Nanti kalau saya kirim, kalau teman-teman membutuhkan, saya bisa kirim. And then of course the last is about assessment.
Apa, Bu? Assessment. Okay, yeah, assessment. Okay, yeah. Then go on. Yeah.
Saya tidak tahu apa itu.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's all, Bu. Hello? Okay. Yeah, Bu, I agree with your steps in structuring a curriculum unit to first consider about the syllabus, and then it will be it will be breakdown to identify the learning objective, because when we clearly define learning objective, it means that we clearly define also about what the student should know, and what the student should be able to do by the end of the unit. And learning objective also provide a clear focus for each unit. Well, now, thank you, Bu Nafi. Now to Bu Muna. Ya, Bu Hidayatul Muna, ya. Bu Muna, I need your comments, critical comments about uh, uh about assessment that Bu Nafi mentioned, that in designing lesson plan, sorry, in structuring a curriculum unit related to designing the lesson plan, we have to consider about the design of assessment, and how to design the effective assessment in our effective lesson plan design, Ibu. Ibu, halo. Oke.
Okay, hello, ma'am.
Oke, ya. Iya.
Hello.
Ya, Bu. It is about design assessment, Ibu, because design assessment is another important consideration when structuring a curriculum unit, because our discussion is about lesson planning and designing units. So how to design effective assessment, Ibu, so that by designing effective assessment, meaning that we help the student to get to achieve the learning objective effectively. How to design effective assessment, Bu? Yeah.
Uh, okay, I think while assessments are essential tool for measuring students' understanding and
Yeah.
mastery of learning objective, it is
Okay.
crucial to approach their
Yes.
design
Yes.
with a critical lens.
Okay.
Okay, one challenge lies in striking the right balance between formative and summative assessment.
Okay. Agree. Yeah.
Formative assessment, it provides ongoing feedback to guide instruction,
Mm.
while summative assessment, it evaluate overall students performance at the end of a unit. Striking this balance, it's essential for ensuring that assessments are not merely evaluate but also contribute
Yes.
to the learning objective.
Okay. Okay.
Another
Can I
consideration, it
my
is
friend?
potential for
Yes.
assessment to encourage
Yes.
memorizations
Yes.
rather than deep understanding.
Okay. That's all, Bu. Bu Nafi want to add your
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
yes.
Maybe I will add the answer of my friend.
Yes.
Uh, Bu Mbak Hida is very good in answer, but I will add again.
Yes.
Now in Curriculum Merdeka, the characteristic of Curriculum Merdeka is the teaching learning discussion. Jadi setiap kali ada this is that is the the characteristic. Jadi memang anak-anak assessment-nya diharapkan melalui diskusi anak kelompok. That's I think this is also effective assessment, and also with like my state before, by integrated assessment. Jadi di dalam lesson planning kita tentunya harus untuk apa itu namanya, for the apa tadi, penilaian yang sistematis gitu ya Pak ya tadi ya. Because
Yes.
kita harus assessment-nya secara integrated tentunya, pembelajarannya juga. And then once again in curriculum Merdeka, the characteristics of curriculum Merdeka, the teaching learning is by discussion. Jadi misalnya dengan diskusi itu diharapkan anak-anak kan bisa mengeluarkan like ciri khasnya abad 21 dan pembelajaran kurikulum 21, yaitu berpikir kritis, sehingga anak-anak dapat melakukan itu. And then itu sangat amat membantu kita di dalam assessment. Seperti itu tambahan saya. Thank you.
Ya, ya Ibu, itu ya, terima kasih. Ibu sangat paham di kurikulum MBKM. Itulah kenapa tadi di awal tadi saya sudah memberitahu bahwa tidak selalu skill reading itu bergandengan dengan writing. Karena mau tidak mau skill yang lain, speaking dan listening itu juga terlibat di dalamnya. Itulah kenapa saya sangat senang sekali ketika kurikulum kita sekarang mengakomodasi itu lewat discussion, karena dengan discussion itu for skill mau tidak mau itu akan engage di situ. Baik, terima kasih. Ada tambahan Bu Hidi?
Halo, Ma'am.
Sorry.
Halo,
Ya.
Ma'am.
Ya, halo, siapa itu?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Time is up, ma'am.
Oh ya, so sorry ya. Ya, thank you. Satu kali ya, satu untuk Pak Samsul. Pak Samsul, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Oke, Pak Samsul. Pak Samsul, dealing with time allocation. Nah, time allocation in this case is estimate the time needed for each lesson activity. What I want to ask you is about the important consideration in structuring a curriculum unit is dealing with the flexibility, planning for flexibility. How do you how can you relate the planning for flexibility in the time allocation? Because when the teacher are flexible and ready to adjust the plan based on the student needs, unexpected event, for example, or additional opportunity for learning, it means that it is very meaningful learning for the student. Again, I want to ask you about the plan for flexibility related with the time allocation. Please, Pak, your voice dealing with that.
Okay, for it, the relationship between planning and with flexibility, it's very crucial in education, ma'am. While the planning provides the structure, framework, and direction for teaching, flexibility allow for adaptation and for recent circumstances.
Yes.
Student needs to emergencies. For example, sometimes we have to do the local education maybe, so we have to replace the time because we have to do this event. So the flexible planning, we have to change with the others, ma'am. The others time, ma'am. Hello?
Yeah, I get you. I get the point. Okay, that's all, Pak.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
It's okay. Yeah, I will not give a further comment because time is over.
Yes.
According to the operator, thank you for Bapak dan Ibu who are very excellent in presenting presenting the topics, and see you next week with different groups of presentation. Yeah, if you still have a question, you can express in our WhatsApp group. Thank you, Bu Entin. Thank you, Bu Eti. I give it back to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you,
So,
ma'am.
yeah, thank you all of
Lemas
you.
ya.
This is the
Yeah.
end of our
Yeah.
class. See you next week.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.